Hello and welcome to Triangle BNI. Today's show is brought to you by Oak City Tech. Oak City Tech gives their clients an edge over their competition with web and logo design that make them stand out. They increase brand awareness, generate leads with SEO and social media presence, and then convert those leads into clients with content creation and email marketing. Founded in Raleigh in 2009, Oak City Tech works with businesses, organizations, and brands around the country. Go to oakcitytech.com to see how they can help you grow your business. Tell Drago we said hi, and he will help you expand your business, make you some more money. Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Manning, and each week we bring you a small business success story from Triangle BNI. BNI is Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. The Triangle is our little slice of heaven here in Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, if you're not familiar with North Carolina. 30 chapters meeting each week, 600 members, all helping each other to grow our businesses. And our guest today is Colleen Ellis, a realtor with Real Estate by Design. Colleen, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good.
How's the market so far? It's early Monday. You've already got 2 listings sold,
It's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah. October.
The buyers have kind of, usually we have a little bit of a lull when the kids go back to school. And then when October comes, one last little push and people aren't really shopping. That's okay. They'll be back.
When you got started, though, there was a fine line of almost when the season ended. And with the market the way it's been the last few years, now it's a little busier during the wintertime, but nowhere near back in the day, pretty much after Labor Day, once kids got back into school, a lot of things stopped, didn't they?
Right. Yeah. And that was actually, so I got into the business in 2012 when it was still very much a buyer's market. And being a buyer specialist, it was the good old days. But yeah, things are a little different now. I think what happened is we do have a lot of new construction in the area, and those buyers that had been waiting that hadn't been able to secure a property, they finally have. That in 2020 is coming up, and election years are always a little slower. People kind of wait to see what's going to happen. So I think that's starting a little early.
I think one of the few industries looking forward to a presidential election are sign companies that print signs for all the elected officials. I know they're loving that, but yeah. Colleen is in Open Eye BNI. They meet Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. at the Fusion Room in the Frontier at RTP. You are relatively new to BNI. What are your thoughts so far? How's it looking for your business?
Pretty good. I mean, I hope it's good so far. I'm enjoying meeting the people who I did not already know in the group.
Yep.
There are a handful that I have known for years, and so I'm enjoying getting to see them every week.
Matt Stone being one of them.
Yes.
He is the longest tenured member of Triangle BNI.
Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah.
And he's been on the show. We talked a little bit of Carolina basketball with him. So.
Yeah.
A little insurance, a lot of Carolina basketball. But here we are, what are we, middle of October, towards the end of October. Are things slowing down significantly? And how do realtors make it through your season bet? So you've been through a few of these. But how do the new realtors make it through their first slow time?
I don't know. I really don't. So I got into real estate kind of under my sister-in-law's wing, Lisa Ellis, who created Real Estate by Design. She's been in the industry for 20 plus years. So I was always working side by side with her, and someone who has been in the industry for so long, she really didn't have to ride those waves anymore. It was more consistent. So I just hope that new realtors have someone to kind of mentor them through these slower times to help keep them fed.
I never cease to be amazed at the people at the peak of the housing market think, I'm going to go get my real estate license. I'll call 12 friends. I'll put a sign in the yard, sell 6 houses. No, it's a little more difficult than that. I don't know if we can condense that in an hour, but there's like 4,000 people. That may be a high number, but that have the license in the Triangle. And it's ridiculous.
Right. And I would say, I don't know how many full-time agents there are, but there are a lot of people who get their real estate license just to have it and to give referrals. And it's a nice thing to have. I mean, going through the classes, I didn't know that I was going to be a realtor when I started taking the classes, but I really enjoyed them. And I knew it couldn't hurt anything. It'd make me a better homeowner, if nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
We have had probably about a handful of realtors on the show. Amy Grettenstein's one of them. I was on your website over the weekend. Said, there's a name I know. So we had a lot of fun.
BNI gal.
Oh, yeah. There's the one thing I've learned is you have to be a people person. You've got to be a really good negotiator these days too, with multiple offers coming for your seller. Is that what's the key on negotiating when your seller has seven bids or seven offers, or your buyer is one of seven offers?
Right. So I am pretty well versed in that now. And I think it's a combination of things, really. It's being out in the community and knowing a lot of seller agents because they feel a lot more comfortable talking to their seller when they know the agent on the other side. Like, I've done business with Colleen. I know she has all of her ducks in a row. She's really detail oriented. She's not going to be sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
In addition to people just really putting their hearts on the line. When it was a buyer's market, you held up your cards, right? You didn't want to reveal too much. But in a seller's market, you want to lay it out all out on the table. You want these people to fall in love with you,
Yeah.
and choose you for you want their emotional side to really choose you.
When you have a buyer and you know the house you're going to take them to today at 4:00 is going to have multiple offers, $10,000-$15,000 higher than the listed price, and you've got to have your offer in by maybe tomorrow. As you're driving up to the house as a realtor, what's going through your mind? How to take care of your client in a situation like that?
Definitely having a pretty candid conversation with them beforehand. And ideally, this wouldn't have been our first house. We would have seen a lot. And so that when they go in, they know that they're going to have to go big or go home with their offer in regards to the deposits that they give, the timeline, the transaction timeline. So we have these continued conversations, and that's why people come to me. Oh, well, my lease isn't up for another 9 months. Is it too early to start looking? And I'm like, no, because we've got to set those expectations early, because if it is still a seller's market, you're going to have to be ready to, go for the gusto.
And we've also had mortgage people on. And the one thing I've learned from them is if you're not walking through a house today with a letter of whatever, however you phrase it, qualified letter of qualification, whatever you want to call that. If you're not walking in with that, you've missed out already.
Oh, for sure. And even going beyond pre-qualification and getting pre-approved, and that's just saying, look, the lenders looked at all of your information. We're just waiting for the house. That even puts you a little bit ahead of the game.
Oh, yeah.
But knowing your financials inside and out, how much money you have to a T to devote to this transaction and this process, I tell people early on, you've got to know. Yeah.
You've had buyers that maybe didn't get their first three choices, right?
Yep. So I take them to lunch.
Okay, I was just going to say,
Yeah.
what do you now you're a therapist?
Yeah.
How do you keep them engaged in all this?
Yeah, I just tell them that there's no soul mate property for you. There are so many houses that are going to make you so happy. So, I mean, we didn't get the first three. That doesn't mean that there's not a house that's going to come up that you're going to love even more. And I cannot even think of a client who had missed out on prior properties who finally went under contract and didn't say to me, I'm so happy this is the one we got.
I'm a big time and place guy, and usually there's a reason that doesn't happen. The other thing I've noticed from realtors that have been on the show is, I guess, the common misconception for buyers: if you're buying a new build from a builder, you don't need a realtor, but in fact, you should get one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. They have an agent who's on site who can help you get through the process. But there are things that come up with new construction that maybe, you're not going to want to have that conversation with the construction manager, or you don't even know if it's an option for you to step up and say, I don't like this. Can we fix it? I mean, I've been in so many situations where my client has come in and said, oh my gosh, that looks awful. We didn't realize it was going to look like that. We've said something to the construction manager and he said, this is just the way it is.
Yeah.
What do we do? And I'm like, we go and fix it.
Because if you don't have a realtor, or if you do everything, and again, plenty of good builders out there, so that's not where I'm going with this. But if you have to take everything the builder's offering, nobody's looking out for you.
Yeah, that's true. And there are things that, we encourage you to have third-party inspections when it's all said and done. And we make sure that the radon test is completed in the time period that the builder wants, because radon is a
Oh,
thing
yeah.
around here, and it's a simple fix, but you have to know if you have it. Little things that come up, even knowing when to start the loan process
Mhm.
with a 6-month construction timeline. Little details that you don't want to have to remember when you're trying to live your life. Go to work, raise your kids.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot.
And if you're buying a new build, the mortgage part of it that the builder offers may not be the best deal out there.
Right.
That may be good for them, which is fine for the builder. That's what they should be doing.
Right.
But even little things like that. So even if you don't think you need a realtor, man, go talk to somebody else about getting could be a lower rate, could be a better deal, anything like that.
Right. And I mean, here the buyer agent is paid for by the selling side.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's another
you're not
misconception.
losing anything.
Yeah. And that's what I've heard from people that have put their houses up for sale by owner.
Mhm.
And I've heard them say, well, I don't want to pay the agent. I'm like, I don't think you do. You need to make a phone call to confirm that. But the seller doesn't pay the agents, right?
The seller does.
Oh, I had it backwards then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I did have that backwards. Okay.
That's okay.
All right. But I love when people want to sell the house on their own and they're missing out because they're leaving money on the table, aren't they?
Yeah, and they really don't know what buyers are looking for when they walk in a house. So they think their house looks lovely. They love their decor, and I'm sure it does to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you really have to have a blank-ish slate on display when you have other people walking into your house so that they can see themselves there. And little helpful hints like that are pretty priceless.
Right. And the staging, depending on the house, staging could be key as well.
Oh, for sure.
My favorite, and I asked all the realtors this, these flip houses and the Property Brothers and all those, you probably watch a couple, but you probably laugh at what they edit in, what they edit out, what they say. Oh, no, it can't be done in,
Oh, what's hilarious is when they say how much it costs.
Yeah.
It's a fraction of what it costs in real life. And so I tell my clients now that in the beginning, a lot of people wanted a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
Which show them everything. And, whatever they choose is what they choose. But these days, prices have gone up on materials. Contractors are so busy, so their prices are going up. I mean, it's more affordable to buy a move-in ready house right now.
We've had a couple of people on the show that have been involved in, I think, Love It or List It came through here.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you on the show is the vendors have to supply all the time. You cannot bill the show for your time. They'll pay for the product to a point. So none of these numbers, it'll cost $80,000 to renovate. Not, again, back to your point, not even close to do that.
Right.
I know. And they get their logo on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
If they do everything right, we'll show one of your guys with, Real Estate by Design. But other than that, you have to give everything away.
Yeah.
I guess it works, but some of these shows, my wife loves those, and I watch some of them. There's a couple of them, there's too much drama for me.
I know. Just show us the pretty house.
My favorite is when they get a half hour into the show and like, oh, we didn't realize that was a load-bearing wall. Even I knew that.
Yes,
I don't know
you
anything
did.
about
I know, yeah.
But that's a tough part. But I get it's all about. And the other thing I love is they walk into the house and first thing they comment on is the paint on the wall and the carpet. The two things you can change quicker than anything else. But I know they tell them, now when you walk in, point out. It's like,
see, I am old school and I loved the New Yankee Workshop and Bob Vila, back in that's what I grew up watching. So my dad is super handy. He can fix and build anything.
Nice.
So that's what, there wasn't any drama in that. It was very real.
Yeah. He was just
felt smarter afterwards.
He was just telling me how to build something.
Yep.
Yeah. Drives me nuts. So we are here with Colleen Ellis from OpenEye BNI. That's RD04, meets at the Fusion Room at the Frontier in RTP. She is with Real Estate by Design. Today's show brought to you by Oak City Tech, where they help you reach your goals with proven technologies for increasing traffic, leads, and sales. Colleen, you mentioned earlier that your sister-in-law started the company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always intrigued by family dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this up front. My brother and I own two businesses, a commercial cleaning company and a pest control company that we've since sold. We did fine together because our skill sets and interests were so different.
Mm-hmm.
He's the business guy.
Mm-hmm.
He loves payroll, taxes, insurance, drilling down on margins, ordering product, looking for, he went to, before we started the commercial cleaning company, he had a crawl space encapsulation company, and he needed a product that would save them about $1,500 per job.
Mhm.
He looked for 9 months and he found it in Montana, shipped it down, but that's what he loves doing.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk all day. So I'd hire the people, I'd train the people, I'd do the cleaning or the spraying. And so it was great like that.
Yeah.
How do you and Lisa do well as sisters-in-law?
So I think that it just made the transition from, initially my clients were from her. They were her past clients. And so she would work with them on the sales side and I would work with them on the buying side. And so when she would tell people, oh, my sister-in-law is going to be taking care of you to find your new home, it just made them feel a little more confident. Like, oh, it's your sister-in-law.
Yeah.
It's like an extension of you.
Because nobody's got a crazy in-law.
No, I guess that's true.
But you're right, though.
Yeah.
It's because she's built up the trust with them and they know she would
Right.
never hand them off.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. So it made it really easy for me too to take that on, and our clients are so great. Oh my gosh.
How does your husband factor into this? Is he ever the middleman? Does he have to pick a side?
No, he is a special breed. He does not do drama. He is
Beautiful.
He
Yeah.
is just very chill.
Take it outside, deal with it.
He
right?
is, yeah, he is such an easygoing, detail oriented because he's a contractor, caring guy, but he doesn't get worked up about much, which is why he's the yin to my yang, really.
I always ask people on the show that are married, how did you meet your husband? And you both tell the story the same way.
Yeah, he's not a big storyteller. So I'm usually the
Well, then you can
storyteller.
embellish all you
I
want.
know, and I do. No, we worked for the same company in Wilmington. So I was bartending through my final year at UNC Wilmington, and he was the manager. And so there were 2 restaurants and an event space.
There's an HR nightmare
so
right
we
there.
started dating. Yep, they moved me to the restaurant next door. But eventually they moved us to the same restaurant, and all the employees knew that we were dating and married, but the customers could never tell.
Oh, were you guys married at the time?
When they moved us together, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they needed us both in the same.
You didn't report to him, did you?
No.
He didn't report to you?
Well, see, I was a goody two shoes. It's not like I ever did anything wrong anyway. So
you know this is being recorded, right? So we can.
Oh yeah, okay, I will. Yep. I'm not
you can back that up.
Oh yeah.
Well, being a Marine
follower.
brat,
yeah,
and we'll get to that in a few minutes. I think that plays into it as well. So, when did you 2 literally first meet?
I think that it was in the kitchen at the Pilot House restaurant. We had just had a manager leave, and everybody was talking. Oh, the new managers. He was one of the bartenders at Elijah's, and I was relatively new at the Pilot House. And so I didn't know who it was. And then he comes walking in and I was like, oh, look at this surfer dude. Just very light. I don't know how to explain him. He's just very light and carefree, but he's also a really hard worker. And all of the staff just loved him so much and respected him so much and always joked around with him. But it was this weird, they still did everything they were supposed to because they didn't want to disappoint him.
Yeah.
He's one of those, he's a leader that people just want to do right by.
At the end of the day, and I've been in management roles too, and had a number of conversations with people either in management or thinking about going into it. And first of all, it's not easy, and you do not want to be liked. It helps.
Yeah.
You'd rather be respected.
Right.
And it sounds like
he was both. It's like this magical.
But he had their respect that, hey, it's like, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And and those are the people you want to follow.
Yeah.
Just good managers that take care of you.
Yeah.
Help you.
Yeah.
So when did you know something going on there? Like first day you saw him, you went?
No, not at all. It was probably 8 months later because
Really?
he had asked me to dinner. And I was in the middle. It was my final presentation to graduate. And I was exhausted and I was like let me have him take me to the nicest restaurant in Wilmington for a nice dinner. That sounds great. So we went to Jerry's. And I didn't think anything of it. I'd seen him at the gym.
Usually it's the guy that's oblivious to the first date. You were oblivious that this was a date, right?
Well, I mean, he asked me to dinner, so I knew it was a date, but I didn't think there was going to be anything
okay.
because I just thought he was a very just like chill surfer dude. I didn't think that there was going to be much there. I don't know. He just seemed too
Who takes
easygoing.
all his dates to the finest restaurant in
I know.
Wilmington.
Well,
that was clue
he
number
had me
one,
choose.
by the way.
I know. Well, and then we had the best conversation at dinner.
Okay.
I mean, everything from the way he enjoyed his food. I don't even know how to explain it. That sounds really lame. But after that dinner, it's like, I really like him. And before that, it was, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Before that dinner.
You did, when you were a 13-year-old girl, you didn't see yourself marrying a surfer dude? Probably not.
No. Yeah.
How long after the first date were you guys engaged?
Let's see. We got engaged Christmas, and our first date was in February.
Okay.
So,
Fair.
and then we got married almost 2 years after that.
And he is from Wilmington.
He's from Durham.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What was he doing down there then?
He went to UNC Wilmington.
Surfing, yeah.
And that's right. So
Fair
he
enough.
graduated with a biology degree from UNCW as well.
Oh,
and
we're
then
gonna
he
get
just
into that,
stayed
yeah. Okay.
because it was easy and fun, and he
Yeah.
loves the beach. Yep.
And you enjoyed going to school at Wilmington?
I did. Yeah, especially because I was a science major. I knew I didn't want to spend forever there. It's very small.
Yeah.
But the beaches are pretty, and
let's get to this timeline here. Sometime, and I stalk all my guests, so I call it research, but you can call it whatever you want. Others call it research, trying to find out. Again, I just have talking points down here, no question. You have a biology degree,
Mhm.
then you go into events and event management, and now you're a realtor. What gives? Wait, what point in time did you decide, okay, no biology for me?
Oh, there was an exact point in time, actually. And so it was biology, and then I was going to go into the Air Force and go through their medical training program. This was the plan for
Okay.
as long as I can remember. My freshman year of college is when I woke up to 9/11. It was my freshman year. So I thought, okay, 4 years is enough time to get all this ironed out, and then I'll be able to go into the Air Force the way I wanted. And because that wasn't the case, I didn't have a backup plan. So again, Wilmington, graduating there, and the same thing happened to me that happened to Greg, where the families who owned our restaurants and event space said, why don't you stay on? Because it's fun. We'll give you a salary and benefits. And I mean, they were right. It was fun. The money was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I knew that wouldn't be forever, but I was having too much fun to consider what would be forever.
Yeah. Did you ever use your biology degree?
It comes in really handy on Jeopardy, and I'm pretty serious when it comes to Jeopardy. So
One didn't see that answer coming, but I could see that. Yeah.
no.
You science projects with your daughter, that would help too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you look forward to those.
Yes, for sure.
So you decide to stay. You knew biology wasn't an option before you graduated, or that you probably weren't going to head that way.
Right.
Am I hearing you right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, biology is it's such a big,
Yeah.
really, if you have an undergrad in science, you're going to need to go to school some more, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
love school. So that wasn't a problem. I just didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And while I was figuring all that out is when Greg and I got together, and I met his sister, and she's like, you need to get in real estate. You need to get in real estate. You need to get in real estate. I'm like, my dad's going to kill me.
Yeah.
I can't get into real estate. And then,
A 100% commission jobs didn't scare you or
Right.
scared you?
right. I know.
You were doing, first of all, when your first day as a bartender, had you made a drink before? Were you a unofficial bartender at parties? Did you have any experience?
No,
Mm.
just watching the bartenders at our restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had Sherry Green on last week, and she was a bartender. Same thing. She goes, no, I just kind of read the notes and
Yeah.
read the mixes and did it. Well, tried to make it as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah. It's really, it's about putting on a show, really.
Oh, yeah.
And connecting with, we had a lot of regulars that I loved.
But you can talk with them, though.
Yeah.
You can make an okay drink, but if the entertainment's there and they can
Yeah.
talk to somebody, you're usually pretty good.
Yeah. And it's when you're really busy and you have like these 10-second quips with somebody and you
Yeah.
have to walk away,
Yeah.
you know, and leave them thinking about what you said, or it's just fun. It's a fun banter. I look back on those days fondly.
Was the money decent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Right
what
on the
Sherry
river.
said.
Oh, my gosh.
Who were your regular? What industry were your regulars?
They were older, retired
Okay.
locals,
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
They're willing to pay for the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they could.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
And you
They
kept
were-
talking.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
you need a third grade. You're not driving, are you?
Yeah, right. Most of them were walking because they lived in nice real estate downtown. Mhm.
If your bio is correct, if I read this right, you owned champagne-worthy events.
Yeah.
Was that here or in Wilmington?
That was in Wilmington with a
Mhm.
girlfriend of mine who I adore, who lives in Chicago and is busy raising 3 boys.
Do we still talk?
Oh,
Okay, then
yeah.
it ended well. Okay. right.
Yeah. No, and we would totally do it again.
Okay.
She moved.
She
So
met a
we
boy.
kind of, well, they were already together,
Okay.
but yeah. Yeah. We had fun. We worked well together.
If she hadn't moved, would you still be doing that, you think?
I don't know. It's every weekend,
Mm,
holidays.
Yep.
I don't think we could have kept it up with, especially the kind of moms we are.
Yeah.
you
Oh, that's
know?
hard once you put kids into it. But
Yeah.
yeah, when you're 24,
Yeah.
you're fine. I
Yep.
get Tuesday, Wednesday off. Great. I work. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Do you have a couple of Bridezilla stories?
Not bridezillas, but like mother-in-law
Yeah.
or mother
Oh, yeah.
or maid of honor. The brides were always great.
Well.
It was the people that they brought who would try to steal the show.
Yeah. My wife watches Say Yes to the Dress.
Yeah.
And in full disclosure, I watch that show for that person. I love when there's a bride who tries on that dress and loves it. And the sister/sister-in-law/bridesmaid 1 and 3 goes, I don't think that looks good on you. I don't like those colors. I'm like, then send her away.
Right.
It's your day. If you like the dress, but so many people have to have the affirmation of others, and I feel for them. But I love these bridesmaids that
I
just
know.
I don't see you in that. Take that off.
I know.
And the male stylist friend, and they're bad. My other favorite is when the bride brings her dad,
Mhm.
the groom, or a brother. If you're the groom, why do you want to be there?
Oh,
That's a red flag to me
right.
for the bride. That's a
Right.
red flag. If he wants to control this,
Right.
no, man, why do you
No.
even want to be there?
Right.
Oh, you want to see one time walking down the aisle, right?
Right.
Oh, these shows are, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I
But
don't partake in those.
Yeah. Well, you've seen some good after party incidences then as well, that a couple drinks too many and
Yeah, and luckily we'd usually, because we were downtown in a residential area, we would have to shut it down by like 11.
yeah.
But I know those downtown bars. Oh gosh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they saw a lot.
Would that have worked would you have wanted to do that in Durham? Do you think have an event company in Durham?
Oh no,
Beachside
no.
or nothing?
Yeah, because we were on the river. We had, it was destination wedding central. And when I was down there, it was also when Screen Gem Studios was up and running. So we had a lot of movies and TV shows, like all of those.
Didn't they
WB
shoot like
shows.
Dawson's Creek and a
Mhm.
lot of those down there?
And One Tree Hill. and-
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah.
So we always had really famous people.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Nobody
name?
he's heard of. Yeah.
John
but-
Travolta.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
no,
I've heard
like
of that.
real famous.
Wait, what show
people,
was
and that was
what
fun.
were they filming down there with Travolta?
I don't know. I think he was probably staying at one of the beaches,
Oh, okay. All right.
like Bald Head or
Did people bother them when they came in? The locals?
No, oh no,
They knew.
no. Yeah, and our management would quickly step in if anyone tried to do
Yeah.
that. But usually we would sit them in a dark corner somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would they call ahead?
No.
Okay, just show up?
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
No posse, just
Nope.
them and their spouse/family and whoever else?
That's right. The first famous person when I started working in the restaurant in Wilmington that I ever sat was Ving Rhames.
Oh, yeah.
And I never thought that I would be that person to kind of just get starstruck.
Do you know
But I
who-
didn't
yeah.
know what to do.
Yeah.
I was like, am I watching TV? Is this real life?
Do you know who you are?
I know. And his voice, and it
Yeah.
was just, Yeah, it was cool.
If you could sell the house of any celebrity, anybody you want, whose house would you want
Oh
to
my gosh, you could have given me this ahead of time.
But that's the beauty of this show.
There's so much.
Come
for
on.
sure.
Come on.
I'm gonna say someone that I'm gonna look back and be like, really, Colleen? Someone famous.
Could be in any
Who
field.
do
Could be
I-
anything.
Yeah. I really like I'm gonna I like Gail on the CBS morning show.
Yeah. Oprah's friend.
Yes.
Yep.
I love her and watch her every morning. So
All
I'm
that-
going to say her.
that's all
I
that
bet she
matters.
has cool
Yeah.
style.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
a
love
million
those-
other people want to line up to sell her house.
Right.
What is
right.
the biggest house you've sold, price wise?
It's not that big. I sold a $790,000 house in Chapel Hill.
Is that much different than a $220,000 house as far as the process goes?
It's usually a little easier the higher you go in price. Isn't that funny?
You have less competition, first of all.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And usually those houses are more expensive for a reason. They're in pretty great shape
Yeah.
and
Do
Yeah.
they move quicker?
oh no.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
there's less buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's typically the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually it's the rich real estate realtors buying each other's house. So
Oh,
I've heard those stories.
yeah, I wouldn't
so-
know about that.
Not yet. Not yet. We are here with Colleen Ellis, realtor with Real Estate by Design. You've been doing that since February of 2012. Today's show is brought to you by Oak City Tech. They give their clients an edge over the competition with web and logo design that make them stand out. They increase brand awareness and generate leads with SEO and social media presence, and then convert those leads into clients for you. Go to oakcitytech.com. Tell Drago we said hi. He'll take good care of you. All right, again, I found, I love your Twitter handle, Bull City Agent.
Mhm.
I think you and I talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were talking one day at Panera's. I can't believe nobody had that.
Yeah.
That's so easy to think about.
Twitter, my Facebook business page, and Instagram are all Bull City
Man.
Agent. I know.
When I moved here in 74, I don't think your parents had met yet. Moved away and stopped doing the math. I know they had. Stop doing the math. Like, you're not even close. You're not even close. And I moved away in 79, moved back in 2009. The perception of Durham by the Raleigheites is still nasty. Now, back in the 70s, Durham wasn't in as good a shape as it was today. So people would go, oh, Durham. And even the local news would go, there's a killing today at 123 Main Street in Durham. And then the next night there's a murder today on 204 South Street. No, but then they'd say 204 South Street, but they never say Raleigh. They would just always say, they would give Durham with the address. So, and even today, people are like, oh, Durham, I would never go there. Don't want to go there. They're missing the boat on downtown Durham.
Yeah.
They have built that place up big time. They're stealing people for Raleigh that want to live downtown.
Yeah.
Do your husband
no.
get down there much?
No, we did go down there last weekend for our 11th wedding anniversary. We ate at Rue Claire,
So cute.
which
You
was
guys are young.
delightful.
Is it? I've been by there a couple times.
It's so good.
Okay.
Their beignets.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're so good. No, Durham, and I don't know Durham any other way, obviously, because I've just been
Yeah.
here since 2012. And I mean, I started visiting with Greg in 2006 when we started dating. But I think it's fantastic. And I think there's
It
an
is.
energy here that I think would rival energy in any city in the United States, honestly.
The people who have always thought Durham is like, ugh, Durham, they're missing the boat because they've got inventory there.
Yeah.
They're building the downtown. They've just reinvented downtown. If you go there on any Friday or Saturday night, then the weather's good. There's people everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, I think so too. And I spend most of my time in Durham. I just feel people really care about their community and they're invested and they're involved, which I think breeds a really healthy place to live.
Oh, I agree with
Yeah.
you. Your first trip to Durham to meet the future in-laws, how did that go?
I don't even remember
Yeah.
it. They live in North Durham and North Orange County though. So I imagine just thinking, oh, this is so beautiful up here and peaceful, lots of cows and horses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Did you meet Lisa before you met the in-laws?
I think weeks.
Okay.
I do remember the first time I met Lisa, she had just had her baby, my
Okay.
nephew Cooper. So we started dating in February. He was born in March, and he was probably only a few weeks old
Yeah.
when we came in the house. She was on the phone with a client. I remember that. And the baby was on the ottoman in his little baby thing. Yep.
The business model for real estate by design, if I remember our conversation right, it's a little different than other real estate offices because you guys kind of welcome people in under the umbrella, right?
Right. So Lisa's dream was to have a firm that was a boutique agency where people who could bring their book of business and their own personality as long as they were still client centric. Our company is all about putting the client first, which I feel like we now have maybe 30 agents. Everyone does that really well. They know that without their clients, there's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yep.
So it's about being the realtor forever for their people.
You are also listed as senior. Again, I was on your LinkedIn feed, and
Mhm.
sometimes I'll read something back, somebody to go, yeah, that's not right anymore. Senior real estate specialist.
Mhm.
So does that mean you sell house to people, old people like me?
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
Yep.
I will call on you then.
Yep. Seniors real estate specialist. And it's about knowing that demographic.
Yeah.
And being able to help them in more ways than just
No, yeah.
finding them their next house or selling.
Because
them a
usually
house.
they're downsizing.
Right.
Kids have moved out
Yeah.
or need a room for the grandkids. Because if my son, and again, I find any reason to bring up Oliver, my grandson, who's spectacular. I'm going to see him Friday night. Can't wait. You have to have a grandkid room. If I've learned anything in the last year, if my son and daughter-in-law come to visit, great.
Yeah.
But Oliver's coming, right? Okay, you two go get a hotel
Yeah.
room. I don't care.
Yeah.
So you need a green. So next time you sell a house or show a house to grandparents, you just point out that, you know what, it's a grandkids room right there.
Yeah. Grandparents are the best. And the kids, they don't even care. They just want all the love
from
their parents to their baby. Yeah. It's the best.
Yeah. We want to do stuff with him, and he and I have a great agreement. We agreed he was about 4 months old. We agreed that if I pick him up and carry him anywhere he wants to go, we're both happy. So we like that.
Yeah. How old is he?
A year and 3. What's the date today? The
21st.
Yeah, he'll be a year and 3 months next Monday, but who's counting? So, big old full head of hair. He's awesome. Yeah. So we'll see him Friday. I like that. All right. So senior real estate specialist, and that is a growing market in this area?
Oh, yeah. We have so many 55 plus communities popping up. And what I think is even better, we have age targeted communities. So they aren't.
Ooh, that's a new phrase.
Oh my goodness.
I like how we're putting another name on something to raise the price. That's all everybody does, so they can raise the price of it.
And I mean, I get it because a lot of these homes are ranches and ranches are more expensive to build.
Yep.
But they're age targeted in that anyone can live there, but they cater toward the aging community and aging in place in your home. So ranches, few steps, wider doorways, masters on the main level. HOAs take care of exterior maintenance, that sort of thing.
That's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Age targeted. What number does that start with? Age targeted, age wise. Let's just cut through the chase.
How old are you? 58. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
58. No.
Yeah. Today it's 58, right? I could buy tomorrow, couldn't I? Sweet. I like that. I like the assumption that all elderly people have money. People my age, well, they're looking to retire and they got money. I'm like, okay, I'll play with that game all day long. Let's go back to North Carolina Wesleyan. I forgot to ask you, not only did you love biology, which that was the one subject I would have paid people to take from me. I had my junior year of high school, I had 5th period biology. So it was right after lunch. This would have been 1978. Back in the day, we had the overhead projector. So you turn the lights out, turn the overhead projector on, and you have full meal, and you're like, I'm out. So 3 of us are snoring in the back. So yes, I don't understand why you people pick up big stuff like that. So you were also a volleyball captain.
I don't even know where you found that. Yes.
I find I'm good. Again, I do this for a living. I'm pretty good at it. So
volleyball.
I have a curious mind. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, volleyball is my sport. I actually just started playing indoor volleyball again after 16 years of not playing. I had to quit playing in college my sophomore year because I broke my right ankle for the 4th time. in my life. And my doctor, I went back and he's like, look, do you want to play with your kids in the backyard? Then you need to stop playing competitively.
Were they did you break it 4 different ways?
Apparently.
Like falling one day,
Oh, right.
volleyball another way?
So the first time we had just signed up for my freshman year of high school and I was reading, walking down the stairs.
Well, people do that with the phone now, so that's okay. At
Oh
least
my gosh.
I like the fact that you throw in you were reading because nobody can really prove that, can they?
Oh, my dad could. Yeah, and he was actually leaving to go overseas for 6 or 9 months the day after that. So my mom was left to deal with all that.
How'd you do it the other 2 times?
Once I was running in the backyard. I was tall and gangly and clumsy, and I rolled it extra hard and broke it. And then the last 2 times was playing volleyball, going up and blocking, and the hitter had come down and their foot was under the net, and I. Man,
so in your heyday, how good of a volleyball player were you? You can say it.
Yeah,
you can say it.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
I was a setter and a right side hitter. We ran a 6-2. So we had 2 setters. The setters would be in the back and we'd hit in the front. It is a beautiful sport.
Oh, it is. I did college sports public relations at Tennessee and Texas, and I worked with both volleyball teams. And I was in LA for the '84 Olympics, and I got to work volleyball there. Some of the best athletes on the planet are volleyball players. To jump, dig, get back up. Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful,
yes,
isn't it? It's like a dance. People are so graceful. And that was actually my nickname in high school was Grace, because as soon as I stepped off the court, I was a disaster. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why.
Was that high school and college or just high school?
No, just high school. In college, my nickname was Benny. One of my dearest friends who was our captain my freshman year of college, she dubbed me Benny by my because Colleen is too hard to say like really quickly, so I needed another nickname.
Really?
And my last name is Bennett.
Okay.
So Benny.
That's the Colleen B. Ellis. Okay, gotcha. All right, that's another question I had. You are very involved in your daughter's school, which is Parkwood Elementary. You've mentioned it a couple times. What gets you going about helping there?
Well, the fact that my daughter's there.
Yes, obviously.
And she's my sunshine. But they're such hardworking educators there.
They don't get paid anywhere near
enough they don't.
To put up with the crap they do.
My goodness.
Teachers out there, hats off to you.
For sure. And our teachers are some of the best. Actually, one of our teachers just got named WRAL Teacher of the Week.
Oh, cool.
So I feel like we always have someone from our school in the media in that way. Our principal is incredible, and I'm just a huge advocate of public schools. So
I wish teachers one time a week got a hall pass from any backlash to be able to tell a parent that their kid is a snot-nosed kid because they're a bad parent. Wish they get one a week. You got to save it. But one time a week, when the parent goes, you're not raising you're teaching me, you're supposed to be doing this. No, dude, you're the parent. Your kid's spoiled because of you. Wish they could get one free pass on that.
Know.
Things would be a little bit better.
Teachers
Some parents would understand. Yeah. They don't
hearts
get paid
of
anywhere
gold.
enough.
Yeah.
You come from a double Marine background. Both of your parents were in the Marines, which is rare.
Yeah.
To have 2 people in the service, but you didn't move much.
We didn't. So my parents met at Headquarters Marine Corps in DC, and my mom got out shortly after I was born, and so every time my dad would get stationed overseas, when we had the opportunity to leave and go with him, my mom just wanted a lot more stability for us. She didn't want us to have to pick up and go every few years. So she would opt to stay put and he would go. So they always opted to stay put wherever we were. And I guess back then, if you had some input like that, it would be considered. And so we didn't move as much.
How long were his rotations normally when they'd send him overseas?
No more than a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go visit any of these?
We didn't.
Okay.
No, he was either in Italy or Turkey is what I remember. Okay. He was in the military when we didn't have a ton going on, fortunately.
Yes. Yep.
So we were all very thankful for that. Although it was still hard for him, hard for us when he left. I remember one day we always went to my grandparents' house in Connecticut for Thanksgiving. And so my parents came to pick us up from school and we were so excited. And as soon as we got in the car, they were like, we're not going because I have to leave for Turkey tomorrow.
No.
I know. That was back then. That was devastating.
Yeah.
It was so awful.
But can't we
Because
still
we
go?
hated being apart.
Yeah.
I know.
What skills, what traits, what Marine effects for you growing up, structure, all that stuff? What'd you pick up on that you really like that's kind of helping you today as mom, realtor, all that good stuff?
Yeah. I think having a schedule, being on time. I am all about structure and setting expectations. And my parents were so good at that.
I like the fact when I pull up here, because I get here about 25 minutes before we start, and you're about the fourth person in a year plus that's beaten me here. So and I knew you would. But I was like, okay, there's somebody. And again, working in the car, got plenty of things to do as a realtor.
Yeah.
You got phone calls and emails to return all day long, but it's kind of nice when I pull up and go, you know what? They're buttoned up. So
yeah. And that, that's definitely something I'm a little type A as well. But my parents we were super tight as a family. There were 4 of us. And so that was something that we were always together. Like my parents, they went to the Marine Corps ball. That's really the only time I remember having a babysitter. For the most part, we were with our parents. And that's how Greg and I are with our daughter. Like we are always
well, you guys love your
together.
Kids more than I love mine, because every now and then, date night's fun every now and then. Don't sell it short.
And we did. We had one of those last week. And
we can wait another 11 years.
No. 364. No.
No.
Yeah. And when we see my parents, we'll pop out because Avery's having a blast.
Yeah, nobody wants
my parents.
Nobody wants the parents around when the grandparents and the grandkid are in the house.
Yeah, there's
nobody needs you.
Yeah,
yeah, go.
And it's a nice feeling.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah. Where are your folks? Are they retired now?
So no, they are at the beach though. They're on the coast. My parents are young. They're in their late 50s.
That's young to me.
My dad's still doing what he was doing.
We good with that? That's young, right? Yeah. Okay.
My dad's still doing what he was doing in the military, analyzing aviation logbooks. And then my mom is an EC teacher for the public school.
Cool.
So she works 12-hour days. Mm-hmm. She picks children up on the school bus and she's with them all day. And then she drops them off in the afternoon.
That's a passion and a calling right there.
My mom is a very special person. Yeah.
To do that.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
I like on your Twitter handle, not only do you have it Bull City Agent, but you have fierce mommy, proud wife, adept real estate agent. Man, that's a drop off right there. Fierce. Basically saying, real estate agent. I'm kind of okay. I'm better than average. Adept. I don't know. I laughed. I put a note. I had to write that down.
I was trying to be funny.
It worked because I'm like, I've never heard that word used before, but it's memorable now. You're adept.
Yeah.
I shall use that again next time I see you.
Oh, that's funny.
Hello, adept.
I'll be waiting for that.
Or Benny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I like the fierce mom, because moms are the toughest creature on the planet. There's no question. And nobody could talk me out of that, because moms, you gotta marry my kind, which is difficult. You gotta have the baby, then you gotta deal with all this stuff, and you're usually more organized and running the place. So moms are by far the toughest creatures on the planet. When's the last time Mama Bear Look had to come out for you? Somebody said something, did something.
Oh.
Does it happen very often?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet. We're really lucky with the people we have in our lives, because we just have the one child. I have made it a point to surround us with lots of great friends and good people. And I found that so easily in Durham. It has been everything I could have hoped for. But I mean, I'll be ready. I mean, I'm ready all the time.
Our youngest son's name is Cameron. So this would have been, I think it was first grade. It wasn't kindergarten. I'm pretty certain it was first grade, not second grade. And my wife went to pick him up at school one day. This was in Atlanta. And the teacher came out and said, "Oh, Cammy had a really good day." No, his name's Cameron. And that ended up with the latest. Oh, yeah. Just no. His name is Cameron. So, but every now and then, when the Mama Bear side comes out,
right?
It's like, no. It's,
no, I know I've got to have her. I've got to have the Mama Bear ready, and it is. It's just my natural tendency. You can ask my husband, because before I had my daughter, I was mama bear for my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't need it, of course, but
Never asked
that's
for it.
just how I am. Yeah, my dad was fiercely protective, and that's how I am.
Who is Avery more like, you or Greg?
Oh gosh. I think she's a little more like her dad. I don't know. I think she's probably a good balance. I really do. She is super into soccer and
Okay.
she's good.
Okay.
And she, though, is willing to work hard. Every day she
Ooh.
wants us to take her out and practice. We have to get to practice 30 minutes early so she can practice before practice.
I
And
like that.
typically after games, she wants to stay. Can we just do a few more drills? And she is
Dang.
6.5 years old. And I am so proud, even more than how her skills have progressed. I'm just proud that she wants to work for it. And she's seeing the results. It's so exciting.
At that age, having coached my boys growing up, it's about confidence.
Yeah.
Once that light comes on, like, ooh, if I do that, I can score a goal or make a shot or what. It's like, ooh, hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Love the light bulb moments with young
Yeah.
kids.
It's
They're
the
a lot of fun.
best.
And then as parents, you're just melting there.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you bring the best snacks as one of the parents or one of the moms? Do you guys rotate snacks?
We do. I don't know. Not really. I mean, I bring the oranges and
Yeah.
then I try to find like a healthy
Oh,
kid
see,
treat. I know.
That's a party foul right
I
there.
know.
Last thing, can't speak for little girls, but for little boys, last thing we want is something healthy.
I know.
So work on that, okay?
I will try.
Just bring choices.
Yeah.
Or just bring the junk food for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
If it was up to Avery, it would be junk food all the time. So, yeah.
Okay. Every third time bring junk
Yeah.
food. For people looking to buy right now, is there anything different this time in October versus May or June? There's less competition, but does that change anything, any approach they need to do?
I don't think so because you can't anticipate. There could be an amazing house that comes on the market that everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah.
And then you're in the same multi-offer situation that you would be in May. So I feel like you've got to bring your A game. I prepare people the same way in this market, regardless of the time of year, for sure.
You have to, especially as competitive this is. You got to prepare them like you're probably not going to get your first house. And just so that way, if they do, it's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
But it's especially if you say, I want a house between 250 and 300,000 in this section of Durham with a 4.2 or a 3.2.5.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And then I know they don't want to move to Wake Forest, but they may have to check. You may have to adjust a little bit.
Right.
If the market says, hey, there's no more of these left.
And luckily, I feel like these days people are coming to me having already done a lot of research, which is nice.
Do Zillow and do those websites help you any? Do you want them coming with a lot of information?
I do. I love for people to come how they are because that gives me a little insight as to, how they're going to be as clients and how I need to cater to them for sure.
Yeah.
I am all about information and empowering my people. So I love when they bring things to the table for me to give me an idea of what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be working. So I feel like a lot of times people come to the table and they know kind of what to expect as far as price point goes and location because they've already been looking on realtor.com or any of those other search engines.
Every now and then my wife will just go, we'll see a house, we'll drive by in our neighborhood or somewhere else and she'll just pull it up just out of curiosity to look at it. And I'm not in the real estate world, but even I know when you don't show a picture of the master bedroom or master bath, just move on.
Yeah.
Because it's going to lead. There's a reason why you're not sure. I love the exterior pictures.
Yeah.
And then maybe the den.
Yeah.
If you had two pictures, the kitchen and the master bathroom, right? Everything else is negotiable. But if those two work,
right.
I love those that don't show master bathroom.
My God. Yeah, I know.
Is there a rule of thumb how many pictures you got to put up there on the website, or do you just pick the best ones?
No, I mean you want to put as many as you can,
Yeah.
and I believe in the multiple listing service you can upload 25.
Okay.
So I mean, the more you want people to get a good feel for the house before they go and see it. So the more and the sellers want a ton of pictures.
Oh, with good reason. Yeah. You'd love to have an idea just to see how the den is shaped.
Yeah.
Again, we go back to the kitchen, but you got to start there. You don't want a perfect house with a galley kitchen.
Right.
and no room to blow that out.
Oh, see, galley kitchens, I kind of like
Well, you
galley
grew up in the
kitchens
Marines.
sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
you're used to
okay.
that. Yeah.
I think they can be so charming in the
They
right house.
can, but if
Yeah,
you don't have a lot of room and you
yeah,
entertain a lot,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
galley kitchens. Look at you. The companies that are coming in buying houses,
Hmm.
are you running across them very much?
Oh, yeah.
Can I say what I've learned? And then you
Yeah,
feel free to offer
I
whatever
would
you want.
love that.
If you are selling, let me get this right. If you're buying from them, my perception is it's a better deal. And I had this conversation with somebody about 3 weeks ago. If they're buying your house and the market says your house was 250, they're not going to pay you 250 because they got to flip it. That's basically what they do is flip houses. So they're not going to give you 250, they're going to give you a 228 so they can make the 22,000 off the flip. Am I close?
So, going back to it being a flip, in my opinion, a flip is when you go in and you make a house better.
Agreed.
And these houses are not going on the market any better
No.
at
But still
all.
they have to make money off the
Right,
transaction. They're not going to buy it for 250 and sell it for 250. They would go out of business.
right. Basically, the deal you're getting as a seller is you're getting an expedited
Oh, tomorrow you can have your cash.
transaction.
Absolutely.
And that's it. You're not
Oh,
getting more money.
yeah.
Um,
If you truly, for whatever reason, need to move tomorrow, that's absolutely the way to go.
right. Knowing that you might not get as much
Yeah.
as you would have if you would have put it on the open market for sure.
But if you're staying in the market, I don't know why you would do that because they're not going, there's no negotiations like, here's what we're paying, take
Right.
it or leave it.
Right.
And sometimes you have to.
And then those houses are sitting there
Mm-hmm.
and they're gunking up the
Yep.
neighborhood with
Yep.
these houses that I hate walking into a house where I feel like it has not been taken care of.
Yep.
Especially right before you put it on the market. Little things like power washing and doing some landscaping and
Curb appeal, number one thing, or one of the number one things, right?
and it's
Is
so
just a curb
easy.
appeal of the house.
Right.
Paint the door red or whatever color, just clean it up.
Right.
If the house, let's say there's a bunch of $250,000 houses in the neighborhood and one of these companies comes in and pays $228 for it, does that affect the appraisal price or do they throw that out as comps? You almost have to, right?
It depends. If there's a bunch of other ones, they probably wouldn't
Okay.
use it because they typically are just looking at 3 of
Yeah.
the most similar.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't found it to be an appraisal issue, especially because a lot of times they're sitting on the market for months and months and months and
Yeah.
months and months.
Do you guys tout your average time on the market? Do buyers, sellers care?
I mean, people do, but in a seller's market, what does that really say?
Yeah.
Houses were kind of selling themselves. If the location was great, the
Yeah.
floor plan was good, the house was in good shape. I mean,
If you are a seller's agent, by the way, I don't know why you would want to be a buyer's agent because they call you, hey, it's 6:30. Can we go tonight? No, I got a soccer game. So if I was in real estate, I'd be a listing agent only. Just here, you go, you sell my house for me. When you have you're the seller's agent and you have 6 offers,
Mhm.
you tell everybody best and final. So do you want to eliminate negotiating?
So it really depends on what the seller wants.
Okay.
Sometimes if the seller gets a great offer up front and they have a letter that's really appealing,
Yeah.
like, oh, they're
I
going to
was
raise
just
their
going to ask you
babies
about
here.
that. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not going to tell them, oh, we should hold out for 10 more,
Yeah.
you know? But if it is, if our offers are steadily coming in, we'll usually put a deadline, like, just want to let you know, we're going to stop taking offers at this time, bring all your offers by then. I usually try
Yeah.
not to say highest and best. Bring the offer that your buyer wants to submit.
You almost have to bring your best and highest because if everybody else does,
That's
and you're
right.
thinking, no, we can negotiate, we have the best
That's
letter, you're
right.
going to lose out.
That's right.
In the houses my wife and I sold, I don't think we got a letter from anybody. Well, this is back in the day, long before your parents met. There weren't multiple offers on houses back then. I don't know that I would have taken less money for a better letter. Now, that having been said, there's a house I grew up in here in Raleigh.
Mhm.
And if I were to go buy that house, which I'm not going to, but if I were to go buy that house, I would so lay it on thick in a letter.
That's
I
right.
grew up here.
That's
I
right.
want my grandkid to,
Especially when you're already going over
yeah.
the asking price.
Okay, now I'll buy that.
So these are multiple
Okay,
offers,
all right.
and you're trying to make yourself stand out.
So if the house is $250 and I get 5 offers at $267, I
Mhm,
might look at the best
mhm.
letter then.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
But for $8,000 less, I
No,
love
no,
your
no.
story, but
No.
you're nice. You came referred by a friend, but no, I'm not.
Yeah.
You pay me the 8, I'll give you the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it does matter though. Letters like that to certain sellers, it does matter, doesn't it?
Yeah. Especially if it's if their house is a place where they've lived for a long time and raised their family. I mean, it matters to people who they're getting ready to pass that property along to.
Thought never crossed my mind, but
Yeah. I mean, when there's multiple offers,
yeah.
that's when you need that little
Yeah.
connection with all of this black and white paper.
Does everybody write a letter?
These days, I think they are. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not a well kept secret anymore.
Okay. I already found a side hustle for you. I got it right here
no.
under an assumed name.
Mhm.
So like Benny.
Mhm.
Okay. You need to have a website that says great buyer's letters templates. Oh yeah. You could sell those. Each one of them's $8. Pull it down, write their letter, even if it's not true. So I'm looking out for you, Colleen. There's
Oh
your
my
side
gosh.
hustle right
You're
there.
taking the authenticity right
Yeah,
out of
right
these
out of there for
suckers.
cash. Remember, with your daughter, not only do you have college, you got a wedding to pay for. So I'm just
Oh.
thinking of you. So
My gosh.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we can tell you to sell 2 more houses a year and kind of put that in the savings
I've got
account. But yeah.
30 years for that though.
For
so
what?
until she gets married.
How old is she?
She's 6.
What math are you working on? At the age, she's not going to get married till she's 36?
No, she's going to be busy going to school.
Mine is 36, still going to school.
See?
How old were you when you got married?
25.
How old were you when you got married? Yeah, and I was 27. So my point. So anyways, good
That
luck
was a
with it.
long time ago.
I'll check back with you in 30 years on that. So anyways, if you want to talk to a realtor that will help you buy or sell the house you want, please go to Colleen at ColleenBEllis.com.
Mhm.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
Also, Real Estate by Design, they will help you out. Not only has Colleen been on the show, but one of her coworkers, Amy, was on the
Mhm.
show. We had a blast with her. She's a riot. She's got a good story of a music video she worked on in Miami when she was down there. So ask her about that.
I
Yeah.
will.
Oh, it's a good one. So, and I'm pretty certain it's Amy's story. So I hope it is, but I believe it is. But it's a good story. So, but anyways, go reach Colleen at Real Estate by Design. We wish you a good fourth quarter with
Thanks,
as things
Mike.
slow down, that you can find a couple more houses to sell.
Thank
Glad
you.
you joined BNI. I know you joined a good group, and we'll see you next week on Triangle BNI.
It did go by fast.
It does. It does.
That was fun.
People love sharing stories.
Yeah.
That's how simple. Yeah.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.